All right, Bonies, we're out here at the Mission Tejas State Park where they're gonna have their yearly historic folk festival. We're gonna check it out and see it. Beautiful place, beautiful day. Hang in there, let's see what's going on. We're good.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello. Texas Centennial Mission in 1936 marked its history.
Look at this.
That must be the breezeway.
Oh yeah, connected by a breezeway.
And look at this. That's a clunker.
Yeah.
Just basically all kind of
Just
the same
another-
rooms.
Similar rooms.
Uh-huh.
So these are like stand-up rooms like you'd see in the early 1800s. Squared
Oh
rooms.
my gosh, look at that.
4x4 posts. Simple roof.
Come
Some roofs have a second story for like the children's rooms.
Parks that require them, but that's just something else
Yeah.
I wouldn't have to bring.
That's good.
We do have them.
That's awesome. This knife here, that leather, where'd you find that one? That's beautiful looking.
That's my make the cheese for it, but the knife is my grandpa's old hog skinner.
Is it really? Pull that thing out, let me look at that. Oh, jeez, something's been around the block, hasn't it?
It has.
Man.
It's razor
Mind
sharp.
if I touch it?
Sure, it's
Thanks.
razor sharp.
Oh yeah, it is. Oh man, that's awesome. I love it.
My dad had it for a long time, and then when I got into living history events,
Uh-huh.
I said, Dad, I want that
What do you
knife."
think, Dad?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got a whole.
This is J.O. Shelby's sword. This is an officer's sword.
Oh yeah.
It's more of a straight and a shorter,
Oh yeah.
but
Straight.
you see it's got etching on it.
Oh yeah.
It's a little fancier.
awesome.
And
Yeah.
you can put a sword knot on it.
Yeah.
And the tassel.
Tie it in. That's legit right there. That's the one. Yeah.
That's the one.
I got one like that, but it ain't as pretty as that.
Jeb Stewart would have carried one like this.
Yeah.
That's Calvin
Yeah.
model. It's 54.
Oh yeah.
Designed to be fired off horseback.
Oh yeah.
It's got saddle ring on it. You'd be
Oh,
wearing
yeah.
a carabiner
Strapped
with
across.
a strap, and you'd have it just hanging on your side on
Right.
your horse. You just bring it up. It's a breech loader,
54 caliber.
54. Black powder.
Yeah.
See,
Oh yeah.
load it right there. That's a patch bullet. That's
So
what
you
do.
put your charge in
Put it-
first. Put the bullet
Put
in
the bullet
first,
in there,
and
paper
charge
wrapped.
after.
It's
Paper
got a
wrapped.
lead wrapped bullet. That's paper wrapped. That's Colt.
Colt?
It's 1861.
1861, 61 I meant, yeah. Yeah, that's an
That's
army
Colt
weapon,
Army.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's an army. That's what mine's a replica after, Lynn, that one.
Oh yeah.
But it ain't as pretty as that either.
That's a Remington Old Army.
That's awesome. That one,
That
That
you
one
can-
I
you
like.
can fast change the cylinders.
yeah, I love that one.
That's the Cold Army, but it's a brass frame.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
flowing thread. Material.
Oh, yeah.
Buttons.
That's what the women
Leather.
were up to while the
Yeah.
men were.
There's extra material.
Okay.
Wow.
See, the average cavalryman with my name on them.
Okay. Falling out of
Are
it.
you serious?
So it's a fur trader.
You'll be able to get out of it.
Fur. That's how funny it is if you fall out of it. Don't hurt yourself.
Don't be afraid.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
Now, what do you think this is?
A big
You too. Deer? It's of the deer family.
Oh, an elk.
Yep. That's the elk. How you doing?
What we're talking about here is out-of-cast balls for your guns. The way they would have done it back in the 1800s, 1700s, and early 1800s. And I also tell you why they would be doing it, so you'd understand that. The guy that made that gun, an individual gunsmith, it's a 28 bore. Now, in early Texas, these weren't made in factories. They were made by individual gunsmiths, might have an apprentice or two, but he didn't have the machinery or the measuring tools to make the inside of the bore to an exact size. So you couldn't go to the store and say, okay, I need a box of balls for this, or
50
box
caliber or whatever, yeah.
yeah. Or caliber was not a word that was used back then. That's
Yeah.
an exact measurement. This was what was called a 28 bore. Now what that means is if you take 28 balls that fit that gun, they'll weigh approximately 1 pound. Okay, so if I have a 28 bore made by one gunsmith and you had a 28 bore made by a different gunsmith, the balls would not necessarily be interchangeable. They only have to be different by 5 to 10 thousandths, and they're not going to fit the bigger balls won't fit the other gun. So when you bought a gun from a gunsmith, what came with it was a bullet mold that would make balls exactly right for your gun. That gunsmith would make that, and that'd be a part of the purchase. Now, you could go to any trading post, any store back in those days, and buy bar lead by the pound. You tell them how much you wanted, and they would put it on a scale, and till you hollered whoa, and they'd say, okay, it's this many dollars. Here's how many pounds you have. You'd have the gun, the bullet mold from the gunsmith, and any blacksmith could make you a ladle to melt your lead in. When you got to where you're going and you want to make balls, you'd cut a stick, whittle it so that it would fit your mold or your ladle, and you'd be ready to go.
Oh, wow.
Now they'd be doing it over a campfire. They'd probably have a green log that they would set next to the campfire and put that over, and that way it wouldn't burn up their stick. If it did catch on fire and burn a little bit, they'd go cut them another stick and keep on going. Okay. Now I'm doing it with something where I can keep the fire going, because it takes a while to get hot enough. The lead that we're melting has to be over 600 degrees.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Charcoal won't do it. Okay, or just coals in a fire won't do it. You have to have the flames.
Oh, okay. It's going now, isn't it?
Yeah, I've got lead going, so you don't have to watch. Now, in just a few seconds, that mold's cold enough that this is solidified. Okay?
Oh, wow.
Now, it's more fun to handle cold balls, so it would look like this.
Oh, yeah.
If you see on the bottom, you've got the lead, round lead ball.
Yeah.
You've got that neck coming out the top of it there. It was the sprue, where you were pouring the lead into that hole. And when you're nervous like me, then you come out with some splash on top. Okay? But you then take...
Snap it and fall it off?
Yeah, you then take that with a cold mold. That one's hot, okay?
Yeah.
If you look in the back here, there's a set of cutters.
Oh, yeah.
Okay?
Wasn't expecting that.
Usually they're called fire in the hole. Alert everybody. See, I've got these gloves on and they are not dexterous. All right, make a long story short, you got to cut it, and you then have a finished ball down here. Now, if you look on top, you can see a little bit of that sprue sticking out.
Oh, yeah.
When you're loading the gun, so long as you load it where it's sticking straight up, you're okay.
Yeah.
If you load it where it's on the side, then that's bigger, that sprue's sticking out a little bit, and it could cause the ball to
Scrape the barrel or jam.
jam when it's going down the barrel.
Can I touch it?
Sure. Now be sure and wash your hands before you eat.
Oh, yeah.
Because lead is poisonous.
All right.
And when you freshly cast lead like that, it's bright and shiny.
Wow.
After a few months, then it'll turn gray.
Yeah.
It's the equivalent of rust.
And that weighs how much?
This particular one, 28 balls will weigh 1 pound.
1 pound. Okay,
approximately
so
1
divide
pound.
it in.
28 bore.
Yeah. 28 into whatever.
It sounds a strange way of measuring, but okay. Ever heard of a 12 gauge?
Yes.
12 round balls
Yeah.
will weigh approximately 1 pound.
Okay.
A 20 gauge, 20 round balls that fit that gun will weigh approximately 1 pound.
Okay.
Okay. you change
Yeah.
it from bore size to gauge. But that measuring system has been around a long
Yeah.
time.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And like I say, if you look at the guns that were taken into the Battle of San Jacinto,
Yeah.
that's a spread of all the different sizes and
wow.
everything in between it, because they were all bore sizes,
You gotta
slight
be ready to
variations.
go.
Okay. So
So you'd have a separate one of these for each bore, right?
for each gun.
For each gun.
Yeah.
Each gun would have their own.
Right.
That's awesome. Thank you for that. That's wonderful.
Sure.
Yeah. You're making a rug?
I am doing dish towels.
Dish towels. Okay. And this is what era? Like early 1820s? 1840s?
Yes, we're kind of in that 1820s, 1840s. My loom is not period correct,
Yeah.
but the technique.
Technique is.
What's this about the good old days?
What good old days?
Yeah, we're living them. When we got
And she's spinning, right?
Yes, sir.
Spinning
Choose
wool.
what you make and how to make it and how.
One without audio. Just a
I
nice
was watching the
shot of it. Yummy chicken.
weave over there.
Yes.
Oh, look at that.
Roaster in a little bit.
Oil and butter.
After the American Civil War specific, if you know about the history of the El Camino Real, you know it basically started around 1600. The Spaniards
Right.
were concerned about France moving in from Louisiana, trying to take control of part of Texas. So if we're going to claim this area, they got to have somebody up there, have people up there. So they sent soldiers and monks up here to build up a mission. So they built a mission. It was here for about 2 years. They were working with the Caddo Indians. Caddo Indians started getting smallpox. Obviously, they got it from the Spanish. They blamed it on the Spanish, which was who they got it from, and they ran them off. So the actual mission in this area, it doesn't exist anymore. It was gone. I think they did come back a few years later, maybe a decade later or something, the Mexicans tried to put something in, but it didn't last long. However, over the years, more and more people were using the trails that were called the El Camino Real. It goes all the way down to San Antonio, down to Mexico. Let's go up to 1860, the American Civil War. After the American Civil War, people, especially from the South, were flooding westward. A lot of them were coming to Texas because things in the South were just basically shot up.
Yeah.
Kind of like Ukraine today.
That's right.
But so they were moving westward, and a lot of them were coming down the El Camino Real into Texas, down this road, and they would come in wagons similar to this. Some of them would be bigger wagons than this, some of them about this size. This is a typical farm wagon. This is an original. Owensboro Wagon Company started making wagons in 1870s, but they didn't start putting the name on the wagons until the 1880s.
That would have about 500 men in it if it was at full strength. Could have 5 laundresses.
Oh wow.
That privates didn't tend to use the laundresses. It really was the officer rank and the officer rank that used the laundresses. And the amazing facts, in the Union Army at least, I don't really know about the Confederate Army, but in the Union Army, the laundress drew the pay and rations of a private, and then the men paid her for each item of clothing that she paid
Went
for.
out of the Mission Tejas State Park annual folk festival. That's pretty neat. All kinds of stuff they got going on here. It's just such a big. Oh, and there's that rifle again.
Gets me every time.
Never prepared for that. Oh. I think we need to go get something to eat. We're walking around everywhere.
And it's
Thanks
hot
for
too.
hanging out with the Bonies. If you got a fun pal, if you've got a fun amigo, if you've got a fun buddy that you like to hang out with, this is the channel to chill with. So we thank you guys and we love you. Hope you had fun with us. Bye.